So Pantheon was not banned out, but that is going to go through for River, which it had been 100% ban rate in NA until Cloud9 let it through in their Game 5, which they then lost. But it was basically permaban the entire year here, it feels like, in NA.
Yeah, and I mean, River on that champion, we kind of saw when it did go through. He can be an absolute menace on it. It gives him so many tools for what he likes to do. And again, how 100 Thieves like to set up these fights. A lot of it is creative looks from River, like them trying to find the angle. I know Dhokla had called out, initially he had called for that catch onto Blabber with the Pantheon, and River just immediately followed up. So nice stuff for 100 Thieves. We see the Jax locked in on the opposite side by paiN.
And we have 2 point-and-click stuns here for 100 Thieves, which does make it pretty scary for these melee carry type champions. For anybody that might get caught out in the middle of a big fight, it is easy to lock you up, burst you down, make it very difficult to navigate those fights. Orianna and Renekton, also 2 of the just general strongest, I will pick this and it'll work in anything type of solo laners in League of Legends.
Yeah, they can pretty much go wherever they want to from this top side, right? There are a lot of bot lanes that can easily fit into this. By contrast, I think the big thing for me for paiN coming out is that kind of Galio Wukong combo that they can be looking for to combine for fights. And then the Jax, which is just something that I think Wizer is very, very comfortable on. And it's been pretty consistently on the ban list a lot of times for teams against paiN.
Yeah, and I mean, it is going to allow them to play pretty heavily to the side lanes. When you have a Jax that can scale really well in the side lane, you get this Galio, you have not only an explosive engage, but you also have the ability to try to punish in those side lanes if you can get yourselves into a good spot. Senna and Nico, the bans here coming out. It'll be interesting because Raz was saying that Yunara hotfix is not on the TR, so Yunara is probably just like gone because Yunara got blasted so hard in the patch that it had to actually get hotfix buffed. So if the hotfix buff is not in, I think Yunara is going to be just kind of dead. But that being said, Varus is up and available. There's so many champions that they can pick from here. And I'm just curious to see, does 100 Thieves want to try to full send it, and go something like they're pretty popular with Kai'Sa, or do they want to have more of a safe backline carry?
And the Lucian coming through for Titan is actually really huge, right? It's a champion that he's really well known for being such a massive playmaker on. Again, very consistently banned against paiN. It's actually the second most banned champion against them this split, I believe. And a lot of the flashy highlights you can see from Titan coming through are on this Lucian. Meanwhile, we already have the Jhin and the Alistar locked in to round out this 100 Thieves comp.
I'm a little bit of a Jhin detractor. I don't think I'm as big of a fan of the pick as I feel like so many times we see this champion and he just doesn't bring the firepower that many of his counterparts can bring. I
mean, he's a facilitator, right? And I do think that there's a number of different options when your team is going to play more of like a dive style of composition, which I think that's kind of what they're going for here. You know, we have Pantheon, we have Ori plus Alistar, and then we have this Renekton flying into the backline. You can play something like Ezreal that's kind of self-sufficient. You can play something like Kai'Sa that can dive alongside it, or you can play something like Jhin that also helps enable the dive in a different way, by following up with the ult, by following up with roots. And so I think that is the thought process here. And I don't mind Jhin, against this composition because it's not like there's any real tanks, right? And Jhin does struggle to actually burst through tanks. Counter-Strike is going to be annoying, but that's true for every AD carry. So overall, I don't think it's a big deal. But when I see Lucian Nami coming out, I do think so much of the game is going to be about how they perform in that bot lane, because this can be just such a hit-or-miss duo. And they're the stars of the show. Titan and Kuri are what paiN is built around. So if they can get an advantage, I mean, he said on stage, he's like, we won 2v2 last time. Hopefully we can, just win the rest of the game. So if they can get an advantage for themselves, I think that is where you would expect it to happen. I think it's going to be tough to expect River to not be running over this game, though, on Pantheon, which just seems so strong. And River is just, I think, on another level to me than where carioK is. Yeah,
it's one of those drafts where I feel like both teams think we got exactly what we wanted, right? Like, we got this super strong 2v2. We want to play around. River on Pantheon, we saw why that champ has been essentially perma-banned in our region when River brought it out against C9.
60 out of 60 games it was banned before that.
Yep. Yeah. And it's been banned since.
Yep.
And now River's the only person in the entire league that gets to play it for the entire
Maybe paiN didn't watch that game.
Maybe they should have. We're going to see here. That Pantheon can be very, very deadly. But let's get on to the Rift here. First game in our best of 5. It is do or die. This is an elimination series. Winner will get to play the winner of tomorrow's best of 5 next week for a slot at Dallas, a spot at Worlds. And the loser, unfortunately, their season will be over right here. So it looks like early on at level 1, we're not going to get anything crazy, just a couple skill shots flying back and forth as 100 Thieves are lurking around the entrance to the paiN jungle.
Yeah, trying to get a little bit of vision. You can see paiN's bot lane just go straight down towards the bot side, looking to maybe get a little bit of poke as they walk in, and as well you should. Not only is it Alistar, it's Alistar level 1 with Spellbook, right? So he has no power in the 2v2, in this first level or two. He's going to have to wait to 3 before he can really do anything whatsoever. And we have an airy Nami over on the other side. So Kuri and Titan know that they are going to have a big 2v2 advantage in these early levels, and they're going to try to press for that. And it'll be interesting to see how Roamer is able to do. Obviously, he took a lot of chunk just very early on, so he is really going to be on the back foot, and taking that much damage for free at level 1 is not good.
Yeah, Clockwork Windup is nasty. Level 1 is very auto-attack heavy in pretty much every matchup in League of Legends, and Orianna is just so good at it. Roamer stuck below 200 HP before he even hits level 2.
And he's already used the potion. Like, that is, you cannot take this much damage. You have to give up minions, right? You have to just accept which minions can I fight for, which minions can I not, and you can't fight for every CS, because if you do, that is how it starts to look like. He has no potions after one wave.
Oh, this feels bad.
Like, he is cooked.
Yep, and there's more damage splashing in. Roamer at least going to have his the nullifying orb proc there, I believe, to give him a little bit of extra resistance. Yeah, he's down below 100 HP, 97 health there on the Galio at level 2. This early lane is nasty for the paiN mid lane.
I mean, when you're basing it this, like, you're going to get nothing, right? You're going to get no real buy whatsoever, so he's just going to have to TP back for health. Is he even going to have gold for refillable? That's what I'm assuming? Yeah. So your buy is a refillable. It is mid-gap already at 2 minutes. We'll see if he can try to get something back, but Quid expertly kites that out, and already rinse and repeat, he is just hitting you once again. Roamer's going to have to tighten up, or, I mean, if you have to base again that quickly, like, your lane is just done.
Yeah, and you can see paiN kind of tracking River up.
Oh, Quid again, just constantly spacing out these taunts so well. Auto attack after auto attack into Roamer.
He wants it.
I mean, Quid is low on mana now, and he does have to be careful because he's getting low on health. We'll see if he hits 4 here soon, which he should. Dhokla. Yeah,
Dhokla using the slice to get in front of Wizer there. Flash out from the Jax. Dhokla with a flash to follow, but he doesn't have enough damage to secure the kill. So Summoner Spells traded 1 for 1 up here in the top lane.
Yeah, very close to being able to take him down. Needed an auto before that Q. Dhokla getting a little bit too hyped, perhaps. But Quid does hit 4, is still staying around. He's going to have a base buy whenever he wants it. And if he can TP back before Roamer can push out this next wave, Roamer's just going to have to kind of accept this. So Quid will stay around and try to hold the wave a little bit to try to make it difficult. Because now the wave is going to likely stack and be held against him a bit. Roamer's probably going to lose at least a few more minions here, as Quid is going to be able to TP back and Roamer cannot. So Quid's going to be in a much better position. And even the 2v2 bot side, not going great for Titan and Kuri. You can see it was a trade of heals, but that favors the Alistar because he's playing Spellbook. And they're the ones on the back foot once again.
Yeah, and this should allow, since River is now on this bot side, for them to potentially set up for pressure around Drake. Also, having that mid-prio for so long pretty much allows River to do whatever he wants early, right? Like farm up into relevancy here.
I mean, when you have that much mid-control and you're playing Pantheon, you just feel like the world is your oyster. You have all of the options you could possibly want to choose from there in the jungle. Kuri and Titan might be in a little trouble here. Titan at least already escapes, but this means Kuri is all alone down here. Immediately, Eyla starts off the dive. They need some additional damage, and they find that it's first blood over to 100 Thieves.
Again, really nice recognition from River, knowing that he could go for that dive because FBI and Eyla were able to take control over that bot lane push. We see carioK kind of moving into this topside jungle. He's just going to steal away the Wolf camp as Quid is going to be able to clean up these minions. But yeah, like when I talk about River as a jungler, this is one of those things that I really always love to see from him. He's always looking for those angles around level 3, level 4, trying to get his lanes in good position. As we see now, the lane swap coming through of 100 Thieves are actually sending their bot lane all the way up on this top side, and carioK is going to be in trouble.
Yep, there it is. Headbutt pulverized into the deadly flourish to lock up carioK, who tries to play some tricks and get away. Meanwhile, Dhokla popping the dominance up there in the 1v1 in top side. FBI takes the second kill of the game here for 100 Thieves, and carioK drops, punished for his invade.
Yeah, just not really expecting the swap, I guess, but I mean, there's no one answering on the bot side, so you need to know that they are coming up towards that top side. It's a pretty standard swap time, and they do catch him, get a kill. It will cost them some plates here on this bottom side, because Dhokla doesn't have a TP to get down there. So there is a cost to all this, but let's meet the competition here. This is paiN Gaming.
Yeah, I mean, so when I first started getting into covering CBLOL back in the life where I was a journalist, paiN was the Brazilian org, right? Like, they were Kami's org, they were BRTT's org, they were the team that beat CLG in 2015, probably to the consternation of NA fans. But yeah, this is a legacy org coming out of Brazil.
Yeah, and I mean, they had made it to so many finals in a row. Like, this was, you know, and it's a lot of seconds, yeah, but still, they were making it there. This is the first time they hadn't made it to a finals in so long. You know, they did finish in that third spot in the South. They lost in that lower bracket finals, which was both surprising and very disappointing for the fans. And you could see some of the fans were just devastated, you know, when they did lose that series. And as a result, here they are. They're going to be having to play a harder team. They're going to be having to play our second seed because they are the third seed from the South. So forced to go up against 100 Thieves.
And right now, 100 Thieves is loving the first 7 minutes of gameplay here. Honestly, I'm surprised there's only 2 kills on the board. I figured this early game was going to be a lot more fast and loose, but also with just the lane dominance that we're seeing demonstrated by Quid every time we pan over the mid lane, it's pretty hard to move around and try to make plays happen if your mid laner always feels like he's trapped underneath the turret or on the losing end of a trade.
And I mean, when you're getting pushed in everywhere, it's very hard for the jungler to even find any opportunities to go anywhere, right? Because it's like, you don't really have any vision. You don't really know where River is. If you get counter ganked, you're probably going to die, and they can sometimes just push in and track you on those camps pretty easily. I will say Roamer has stabilized in the mid lane a lot, but it's one more job once again. 100 Thieves, they tried to rob FlyQuest, and they got busted. So they're having to flee the country here all the way down to Brazil, looking for something else to steal. And they're
on the run
They're
now.
on the run. Where in the world is 100 Thieves?
100 Thieves going. All right. Well, right now they're going straight to the grub pit. The first 2 grubs, however, already secured by paiN Gaming, so they will get credit towards the feats on that one. But River and 100 Thieves are going to step in, steal away that third grub, make it so paiN cannot spawn the baby grubbies. And we talked back in the draft about how setting things up here with this Jax as a split pusher, having a Galio that can come down and help him, can be a very powerful win condition. So 100 Thieves at least denying the full strength of that.
Yeah, they'll take that away from the Jax, so a little bit of that side lane potential pressure taken away. But nice recognition of paiN that they could go in, get at least the feat for the grubs.
No early dragon in this one, though. Sometimes we'll see those early drakes prioritized pretty heavily, but not so this time around. A lot of times you do see when it's a mountain drake first, just because the thing takes so much longer to kill than the other ones. Sometimes teams will just let him be for a little while, so still only that one set of neutral objectives there with the grubs. Claimed by either side. About a 1,500 gold lead for 100 Thieves, though, off the back of those couple kills they got, and just the leads being built up, particularly when you look at the gold advantage for FBI on the Jhin. He is feeling good.
Yeah, and you can see how defensive a lot of the itemization is here for 100 Thieves. I think they're really just saying, you are basically playing like a one-punch kind of comp here over on the paiN side. So that's why we have like a Roa rush, and we have the early null coming in. We have Tabby's rush here for the Jhin. We have like all of these kind of defensive tools that are coming in for their carries. Just knowing, A, that we're already playing from ahead, so we just kind of need to be strong enough to not get one shot, and B, this comp is going to full send it with Wukong ult, Galio ult, Nami ult, all these things all at once. And if they don't kill us right there, they're probably going to lose.
And I think that's also why that initial dive from River on the bot side was so important, right? It really stymies the laning power of this Lucian Nami, which is really what paiN wanted to get off the ground early with this composition. And so, yeah, we'll see where they go from here as bot lanes are headed back towards bot. And we might see 100 Thieves start to take a look at that Drake now.
All right, you do see River hanging around that area. You can see Quid also moving towards that side of the lane. He knows that he had allies down around there, so it's easier to play towards that side. Roamer down about 15 CS now here in the mid lane. We'll be able to pick up a little bit with the Winds of War. Still working towards completing that Hollow Radiance for his first item. Give him some extra survivability against this endless Orianna harass.
Yeah, River pathing top, though, means that that is not going to happen. carioK is down here. See if he wants to go for anything.
Yeah, immediately Eyla jumps in. Titan popping the cleanse, has to try to get back away. Eyla uses Unbreakable Will, also drops the Summoner's Spellbook. Exhaust there on carioK, so there is no further follow-up from paiN.
Yeah, honestly, a really good exhaust because just the slow kind of kept carioK out of range, and he didn't really want to like commit to a flashing in play onto an Alistar, you know, knowing that River could ult in to actually counter that. So now River's going to use this opportunity to just start up the dragon. So finally going to be starting up this dragon here. 100 Thieves do have mid prio, they have bot prio, but paiN are moving over. They're looking like they might want to fight for this.
Both supports use their ultis in the bottom lane. Scrap, Dragon down to half HP right now. FBI going to be in some danger. Engage coming out from carioK. 100 Thieves, 80 carry, still under pressure. Second cast, the Cyclone alongside the culling forces FBI away. But now the curtain call is opened up and carioK and Titan are having to try to escape. carioK very low, but he flashes out as Roamer swoops in to save him. paiN Gaming trying to get everybody out of here, and they will successfully escape.
Yeah, big deal was the fact that Wizer interrupted the teleport from Dhokla. Dhokla was trying to TP down to join, but did get interrupted up on that top side. So that stopped it from potentially being a route. At the end of the day, though, Dhokla still winning heavily in this 1v1. No one is going to get the dragon, so it's a lot of summoners spent. It's a lot of people getting low, but it is no one falling.
Yeah, no one falling. 100 Thieves should be able to take over these lane prio, though. We already saw the Renekton kind of being able to shove this in. Jhin pushing in that wave in mid, and Ori pushing on in bot. So just reset, and we'll see where they want to go after this.
This Jhin, man, 1-0-1, has his Ghost Blade completed alongside those early plated steel caps that you mentioned earlier, Azael, plus 700 gold individually for FBI against the Lucian of Titan, as 100 Thieves clearing out this topside river right now, but there is no Rift Herald to fight for still for another 2 minutes or so.
Yeah, and people really do love Ghostblade, particularly in this matchup, because it allows you to pop the Ghostblade for the move speed, to be able to sidestep cullings, right? And that is so much of the power of this Lucian Nami, is they just set up in mid lane, and then every time culling's up, they're dashing in, they're forcing out summoners, they're pushing you back to base. And Ghostblade is kind of the answer that a lot of Jhin players have come to, is that you just have enough move speed to be able to sidestep a lot of the bullets and make the job much more difficult for the Lucian.
Just run faster than the bullet goes. Easy. No worries. Get that cardio in there. FBI and Eyla just trying to keep those waves shoved out like you're talking about. You don't want to surrender that total mid control over to Titan and Kuri. As now 100 Thieves, they're going right back towards the Drake. The last attempt was interrupted. They got it low, but then made the call to switch over for the team fight instead. This time around, paiN Gaming does not have a whole lot of players nearby, so River feels pretty confident just finishing this up. He doesn't even need help from anybody else on the team. Ayla's hanging around to guarantee. Nobody approaches, but that's it.
Yeah, and Kuri has been very successful on this Nami here. You know, 8-3, has been doing really, really well throughout his career with this pick, so it definitely is comfort for them. And they have the confidence that they can be okay. It's just the first dragon. It's not that big of a deal. That first dragon has been delayed for so long that Soul feels like it's not going to be that big of a deal this game. Probably not going to be very relevant.
Yeah, it's all the way, even if they get the next 3 in a row. Hold on now. A little bit of a scrap here mid as Titan, not below half HP, does have to disengage from that one as he burns down to about 1/3 of his total life here. 45 seconds until the Herald is about to spawn. Ultis were not used in that mid lane exchange. We've crossed 14 minutes. The plate gold, honestly, pretty similar with a slight edge to paiN.
Yeah, and I think that edge came from a lot of the times when it was 100 Thieves initiating the swap. Wizer or someone was able to get plates on the opposite side of the map, right? So good recognition from paiN to use those small windows there. As we see 100 Thieves setting up on this top side, and with River here, Quid should be able to get an ample amount of damage onto this turret.
Yeah, I think the tower's potentially dead if they want it to be. We'll see if he does quite finish it off, because that would obviously give them that first tower.
Yep.
And then they'd just be 1 kill off of actually grabbing the feats, but won't quite be able to finish it off on this wave, so we'll have to wait one more. And River is just going to be starting up the Herald. Didn't want to stay around and actually focus on this, so he's just going to be working on the Herald. That won't be contested. You can see all of paiN is moving down towards the bot side here, trying to see, is there an opportunity to really punish Dhokla? But Eyla has read the play. He is moving down to cover. And it would be a 2v4. We'll see if they can hold on.
All right, Dhokla's trying to clear out the wave, immediately goes into the dominance, but he's taking a ton of damage. Eyla can't save him. The culling finds the mark, but now carioK stunned up underneath the turret. Makes it a 1-for-1. Eyla secures the Feet of Warfare. Feet of Turret secured in the top lane. That's the enchanted boots for 100 Thieves. The tier 1 turret claimed by paiN in the bottom side, along with the Dhokla kill to try to get something back. But now the Rift Herald has been summoned up over in the mid lane. Roamer tries to TP in to make a defense play, but instead he's going to be rooted up by the Deadly Flourish. River and Quid and FBI just putting bullets in him. Quid's taking a kill credit. It's a nearly 3,000 gold lead for 100 Thieves.
Really nice map movement coming out of 100 Thieves, right? They get that prio topside with the Orianna. River's able to get the Rift Herald. And even when paiN try for this dive on the bot side, Kuri might be.
Yeah, Titan body blocking for his support. Does not want to allow the shot, but FBI dials it in.
Brother just got a solo kill as a Jhin in mid lane there, bends the bullet around Titan and takes down Kuri with that fourth shot. Escorts in the Herald. Kuri was trying to step up and kill the Herald before it could charge, and that's why he took so much free damage. FBI gets the charge anyway and kills him off. 100 Thieves are off the races. This tower is likely dead, if not very low as well.
Yeah, and Quid's going to be able to clean this up, kind of very quietly farming gold from so many of these turrets. And again, what positive plays from 100 Thieves all around the map. Flowers, you didn't believe in the Jhin.
No, FBI heard me talking smack, man, and he's making the Jhin look good in this one. I am happy to be proven wrong sometimes, as we do have a TP coming up.
Everyone's coming in.
Has the Dominos ready. Wizer's trying to get out, but Eyla and Quid are both here to try to deny it. Wizer with a flash to attempt to get away from the headbutt. Pulverized. Counter-strike not going to buy him a whole lot more time as River arrives, and it's FBI from downtown to take the kill.
They sent all five. Seems like a bit of overkill there at this point, sending everyone up there because they're going to lose the mid lane tier 1 off the back of this, and they're going to lose some farm down in bot side as well. So it's not a free kill by any means. You lose the tower, you lose a little bit of farm, you lose a camp. So honestly, not bad for Wizer as far as deaths are concerned. It's a pretty good one.
Yeah, good response from paiN, able to shove down that mid-tier 1 and get bot prio, like you said. I am wondering if 100 Thieves are going to be looking for some sort of
looking to
play.
Fight.
Yeah,
they want Dragon.
I mean, essentially, if they can set up the map on the spot side, clear out all of this paiN vision, make it really, really difficult for... Whoop, that's thrown back into replay. Oh, here we go. We're just going to see the bullet bend magically again.
We're going to get some cinematic views.
Let's go.
I'm counting on it. Come on, observers, give it to us. Oh, yeah.
Oh, there it is.
It was coming. Oh,
that's the shot.
Right over the shoulder.
Right there. That was beautifully dialed in. Golden Glue is loving it.
Oh, man.
My favorite part is Sniper whacking, I think, Spooks on the shoulder.
Like, did you see
that, man?
Yeah. Oh, what a shot. Dhokla now going to be pushing in this bot side. They are going to be on the Dragon. And paiN have just decided, you know what? We're not going to fight. We're just going to keep playing cross map, which I think is not a bad idea given the position in the game. You can see multiple members are up on top side, multiple members pushing in the mid lane as well. They will be trading the tier 1 bot for it, plus losing that Dragon. And now teleport's coming in from Dhokla.
Yeah, we've got an attempted play from 100 Thieves, but Kuri doing a nice job there. Times the bubble to intercept Dhokla immediately as he wants to teleport in.
And that was Pantheon ult as well. So River not able to find anything with that. They will get the tier 1, so they will be able to get their lives away here as well. At the end of the day, it is basically a tower for a tower, but the Thieves do get a Dragon. And it is going to be Chemtech's soul here. So not the most desirable, but still a really good position for 100 Thieves. And paiN are going to have to kind of choose their moment of when they feel comfortable to fight.
Well, you know what that moment might be, Isaac? There's about 25 seconds on the clock until our favorite friend
Mr. Otacon
to rear his ugly head on Summoner's Rift.
100 Thieves better not start it. Don't you dare.
I'm They're already down here.
It's
I'm fine with them starting it. They're allowed to start it.
It's right there.
Start it up, go for it.
Both of these teams have had some creative Otacon setups domestically. I actually quite liked what 100 Thieves did against Shopify in terms of their Otacon usage, especially, I believe, in that first game, like I said. But now it's basically all 3 outers down for both teams, and it really becomes a vision war, especially around something like the Otacon, right? Where you want to be able to have some sort of kind of creative setup on it, with Pantheon theoretically being able to join once its ult's back up, and then Roamer also being able to join any fight from the side paiN.
And paiN, not only are they looking for a little bit of revenge against 100 Thieves in particular, because they played against them, in Split 1, but they're also looking for a little bit of redemption for how their series went. They played so many games against the Red Canids.
Yeah.
Most of their games the whole season were against the Red Canids. And they did lose 2 out of those 3 series, unfortunately for them. And they ended their season, on this 1-6 run, losing out in those 2 best-of-5s. And was definitely not up to their standard or the standard set by their fans. So really hoping that they can have a bounce back here, in the LTA playoffs to prove that they should be up there with the top dogs. But 100 Thieves are obviously very tough competition.
Well, one problem right now is we are starting to see those second full item completions come in for 100 Thieves, who are still just about 3,000 gold ahead as a team. You can see Black Cleaver done for River's Pantheon. Quid has Crypt Bloom completed. We've also got 2 out of 3 of the parts for the Infinity Edge here on FBI's Jhin. This is very, very scary because paiN does not want to have to fight these guys at item breakpoint disadvantages. Dhokla's getting jumped on here in a 1v3. Dominus into the slice and dice to try to get away. River is waiting nearby. Dhokla and River may try to turn something around here, but Dhokla does have to be mindful about how much HP he is missing, so instead just gets away from it.
Yeah, and that is Dominus popped now for Dhokla, so he won't have that available should a larger team fight come. As we see, paiN had cleared out a bunch of vision around this Otacon up.
There we go. Curtain call opens up. Titan eating the first 2 shots. FBI waiting there with the third. Titan trying to get himself back away as River throws up the shield, jumping in, just trying to cause a little bit of chaos. paiN Gaming again, disengaging.
And they do force the cleanse there off of Titan. And I was going to say that I do think carioK's ult is probably more important for the 5v5 than that of Dhokla, because he's really their main engage, right? It's supposed to be Wukong going in, popping him up with the Cyclone, then the Galio, and everyone else follows up. He really is that go button. So is a bit problematic that they are going to be missing that. Both AD carries, though, quite strong, even though there is this 1,000 gold lead here for FBI. That's really all spent on the tabbies. And it is Otacon o'clock. So let's see, can they make this clean? paiN are approaching, and Quid is just trying to keep them away while the rest of the team is trying to finish this off. But in comes the TPs. It's going to be chaos.
Yeah, it's a half HP Otacon as paiN Gaming are looking to collapse on 100 Thieves. Eyla jumps in after Roamer, but he's not going to find a lot as Roamer flashes out. Now Wizer over the back line of everybody. Here comes the heroic entrance. Big engage coming out from paiN, but the follow-up damage isn't there. Finally grabbing the shutdown onto Eyla. 100 Thieves will lose their support, and now they're diving in after FBI. They're going to lose him as well. carioK with a big shutdown. paiN Gaming come to life here in the bottom lane, but it does cost them their jungler. It's a 2-for-1 trade favoring paiN.
It's always madness at Otacon, man. They should not have started it, but they did anyway, and now Roamer's going to TP back in. He has the Bloodletter's Curse. Does paiN have confidence to start this? I don't think they should without their jungler. River is still around here, and FBI and Eyla are going to be respawning. Eyla has his TP, so he can get right back out on the map. He's going to be able to use that if anything does happen. But at the end of the day, still a good fight for paiN, you have to say. Going up a kill when you are significantly down, but this could be problematic. Titan has no sums, and 100 Thieves aren't going to commit for that wraparound.
Yeah, 100 Thieves lost about 1,000 of that 3K gold lead that they had there with the little Otacon blunder. So nice punish coming out from paiN. Once again back into the mid lane. Quid just wants to reestablish control over these waves, get the tempo back pushing in their favor, and then the Thieves can decide where they want to go after, because right now River is looking at the third Drake of the game.
Yeah, and that would put them on soul point should he be able to get this, as he's kind of pulling it out a bit. They did get bot lane cryo from Dhokla.
FBI isn't here yet, so that's why they're trying to go slow and give him time. Okay,
FBI has found Wizer on the backside of the pit. The rest of 100 Thieves grouped up as 4, and the Dragon is just going to be the focus. 100 Thieves, they have enough strength, they still have enough of a lead that paiN Gaming is cautious about the approach. So that's soul point, 100 Thieves.
Honestly, I'm really surprised that paiN is just willing to give Dragon after Dragon after Dragon. The first one, the second one, I kind of understood. The third one does feel pretty risky at this point now, because you are one mistake away from giving over about 6,000 gold in stats, with that soul that would be 100 Thieves. So they are going to absolutely have to fight every Dragon now from now until the rest of the game, pretty much. And it does put you in a really tough spot if you don't have vision, doesn't matter. You got to go in and fight it.
Yeah.
Well, for paiN, you've also got Infinity Edge completed now for Titan. This Lucian has the power to carry a fight if he can pilot it perfectly. We know that he just used the calling there in that bottom side river. Didn't get a whole lot of value out of that particular casting of it, so probably want to have that ultimate up again before they decide to go back to the fight, as the Infinity Edge also done now for FBI's Jhin.
Yep, exactly. They are going to be on even keel. That is kind of the closest of these matchups, really, when you're looking at it. Dhokla, not ahead in gold, but has always had pressure, and he's going to get Lasco back.
Oh yeah, Dhokla's in some serious danger. There's that DPS I'm talking about for Titan. Dhokla heals up with a Call of the Meek, but he has to continue making a little bit more distance. Redemption summoned up to make sure that he does not fall. Dhokla gets out.
Yeah, it's the Sterix diff there, loses the Sterix, but does keep his life. Unfortunately, though, Renekton with no flash, that is a big deal, because that really is how you access the backline, how you put pressure onto Titan. And is not going to have that tool now. 100 Thieves, though, looking to try to reclaim vision in this area.
Yeah, and I mean, it's actually huge that he didn't go down, because then it would have given paiN run of the map if they'd wanted to potentially try for a Baron, or more likely just kind of race down to try to get that Otacon. So good thing that he survives. I feel like people have been pointing out Redemption more often.
It's getting so popular.
It's been strong for a while, I feel, but more recently people have been pointing out how important it's been in a lot of these fights. Helps save Dhokla's life there, in addition to the Sterix.
I mean, it has tremendous value if you can get a good AoE redemption on multiple members, right? But it is at the point now where people are feeling like you should just rush this no matter what your champion you're playing, whether you're tank, whether you're support, whether whatever. People just want it no matter what at this point. And Titan showing off some damage there. That was like 1Q did about 30% of his health. Kind of surprised he cleansed, honestly, on that route, and is going to be down the summoner now, which is a big deal, because if you get Pantheon stun into a shockwave, into a combo, into a Renekton stun, like, you kind of need the cleanse to be able to play team fights properly, and that is going to be down for quite a while.
Yeah, I don't know if he just thought, oh, they'll be able to jump on me immediately, maybe set up for a big Jhin ult there, but yeah, not having the cleanse for whatever next team fight is going to happen is pretty massive.
I mean, especially when you think about the fact that part of this Lucian-Nami pairing is because Nami has specific items she needs to build, like the Imperial Mandate, to really juice up Lucian's firepower. You're not sitting on a Mikhail's, right? You're not sitting on a Redemption of your own to try to peel for this guy a little bit more. So it just means that every resource Titan is missing will be that much more impactful. Sub 2 minutes now until what will be the Chemtech Soul spawns, and you know 100 Thieves will look for this bottom side river control. You know they're going to look to force this objective and demand an answer from paiN.
Yeah, they absolutely will. You can see that Wizer now does have his Seeker's arm guard, so he's going to have that ready and available for this next fight. So that is a big deal for the Jax. You can fly into the back line, use your first Counter-Strike, push FBI back, then go into the stasis and be able to have those spells come back up for kind of a second round. It really does change how you can play the fights. And paiN, knowing that they have to play for this next dragon here, are trying to reclaim vision early, which definitely is the smart play.
Yeah, and I have talked about, like, I made the joke that sometimes neither of these teams understand what side lanes are, but I actually do feel like 100 Thieves with the Ori and with the Renekton have done a good job of trying to pay attention to pushing out those waves. paiN does keep looking to kind of overload on sides to try to get a pick, and I think both of these teams thus far, the way they've played over the past few minutes, really seem to be looking to get a pick before starting something big, like the Otacon or potentially Baron. Obviously, that stalemate will end once this Chemtech Drake is up, because I think 100 Thieves are going to want to go for that right away and try for Soul.
I'm really surprised that we only have 10 kills in 29 minutes in this one.
Wait for game 2.
Okay, yeah, we just got to get the nerves out of the way here in game number 1, right?
Yeah, that's my feeling, at least, is that, generally coming into a best of 5, people are going to play a lot more slowly.
Well, Quid might be in a little bit of danger here. Taunt hits him, but no follow-up immediately as Dhokla scraps with Wizer off to the right side of the fight, then immediately slices back over the Dragon Pit wall to regroup with the rest of 100 Thieves.
Critically, Quid has his death cap now as well, so he's on that 3-item spike. He's been 16 for a while, obviously he's 17 now, so he has that max rank ultimate, and that can be terrifying. Wizer gonna get spotted.
Yep, Wizer's gonna have to rejoin the rest of paiN here. Nice deadly flourish, finds Titan, and now a big shockwave on the carioK. Knocks him down to about half HP, and FBI dials in the shots. That's 1 kill going the way of 100 Thieves, and it's the enemy jungler. Now River's making his way forward, and Titan's in some danger. River continues the pressure, and Titan is down. 100 Thieves have already claimed 2, and they're not stopping there. Quid goes on a killing killing spree, and Wizer falls. 100 Thieves, 3-0.
And that was the fight that 100 Thieves were looking for. That was the fight that we were looking for. Some action as that shockwave lands on the Wukong and the Wukong clone. But to catch out carioK, they're going to get the Otacon. They're now going to have Chemtech Soul, and this should really break the game open for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be almost impossible, it feels like now, for paiN to come back. That was their moment to try to make something happen, and carioK just got caught by the shockwave and wasn't able to actually use the flash to try to avoid it. We can see it one more time, as it's just this shockwave right there. I don't know if he thought he wasn't in that much threat or that he could get out of range, but he just did not flash it. And even after the shockwave, he could have flashed over the wall probably and stayed safe, but just kind of too slow to react, not realizing the situation he was in. And then River here just full sends it on Titan.
Yeah, I love River just being like, you know what, I'm Pantheon, I can jump on you immediately. They end up cleaning up Wizer on the back half of this fight. And yeah, this now 100 Thieves, 4.3k gold lead in a really, really good position. Are going to probably set up for this Baron.
And it's what we were talking about earlier with the Wukong being the main primary engage mechanism for paiN. When he gets caught out at the very beginning, when he dies without being able to do anything aggressive, the rest of the team feels like there's just no response that they can do. And 100 Thieves now, they've got everything cleaned off the bottom side of the map, so everybody's eyes are up here on the top side towards the Baron pit. Yeah, Eyla takes a little bit of poke, clearing out this vision, but he's still accomplishing the mission that he came here for. Make the map very dark. Make it very scary for paiN as they try to approach, and make sure that 100 Thieves isn't taking this Baron.
Yep, as we see Dhokla potentially looking for something here onto Roamer.
Oh, he's a hungry, hungry crocodile. Does find a quick stun onto Roamer, but not a whole lot of follow-up from the rest of the Thieves. FBI is over in the mid lane, very far away, can still contribute with the curtain call if he needs to, but carioK going in for the engage. Eyla's the target, but he's got the unbreakable will. Now Wizer and Dhokla in a fight off to the left here at the same time. Roamer might just be the first to die as he and carioK barely get away. A little bit more damage would need to find carioK there, but 100 Thieves don't quite have the range to apply it. Yes, there's no deaths, but 100 Thieves are still going to call out a win as they force down the tier 2 turret.
Yeah, and I mean, you're full sending it, but it's onto the Alistar, right? So he just pops the ulti, even as TP. If he got low enough, he could just TP right back out. And the question is, will they just start up the Baron? I think the answer is absolutely yes. They know that all of these big teamfight tools just got spent. And we're going to see, can paiN answer with just really the Galio ult and the Jax ult as their tools?
Exactly. No culling, no tidal wave, no cyclone. Quid takes a single shot from Titan, but he does not really mind as immediately River comes in for the ulti. Titan and Kuri both under pressure, and Kuri is already done for. carioK continuing to try to escape from Dhokla here, using the clone defensively to create that extra little bit of distance, but the deadly flourish catches up to the Wukong. carioK about to fall, and Dhokla chops him off. Now even more is on the menu for 100 Thieves. They are eating good. A double kill for Dhokla's Renekton, and the Thieves are forcing their way through mid.
Yeah, I think they might try to just go for the end here, but I love how they've been playing out this composition, right? The deadly flourishes out of FBI have been great, setting up a lot of picks.
All right, Wizer. Oh, no, I can't even finish the sentence. Wizer and Titan both caught in the shockwave. It was a bit of a slow burn early on in this one, but burn paiN will. 100 Thieves won't even let them survive in their fountain. 16-3, 100 Thieves take game one.
Yeah, and Quid puts the exclamation point on it with the shockwave to finish off the game. 100 Thieves looking really strong in game number one. Felt like they were winning every lane, playing well on the map here. And paiN were lacking that characteristic confidence, that aggression that they normally have.
It felt like there were a few times where they could have contested objectives like Drake's where they didn't. I'm wondering if the lounge agrees with me or not.
They bet.
Emily, we're so focused on the Jhin solo kill, you have no idea.
You have no clue. Yeah, great game from the boys. But you know what really matters? How did FBI bend that bullet around the Lucian to kill Nami? That was so sick.
That was crazy. All right, come to us. We got to show you on the telestrator.
We're investigating here.
I understand 100 Thieves is walking out the door.